This is Salamancer, and you are watching SalTV, home of the cutest heavy medic pair you will ever find. Look at those hats. That is just the greatest thing ever. But we are going to be watching a game here between Ass Pounders and Feces and Friends. So, cuteness aside, the names of these teams are going to require an NSFW tag from me. But, I mean, it's kind of funny. It's just like, you can imagine what one team is going to do to the other one, possibly. Oh, I don't know. Alright, well, we are going to be watching, let me see, so Feces and Friends is Flush. The Ass Pounders are named Modest. Not sure why Modest is the name of the game here, but who knows. We will see Snaps setting up his sentry in pretty much the standard spot here on Gravelpit, though, because let me tell you, you have not had enough Gravelpit yet. And if you think you've had enough Gravelpit yet, you're wrong! Sit down and watch a YouTube video here with Salamancer on Gravelpit, because you were so wrong. And Snaps is just like, wait a minute, I guess I should set my dispenser up at the proper place. Which is just going to slow him down on setup for a little bit, but you know. So what I'm being told by my stream chat, by the way, is that the Ass Pounders, who are on defense right now, they're a mixture of Jeff Plus and Sash and Auburn and Snaps. Players who have played a lot before, Sash especially, I've seen him on the medic, I think. Oh, somebody just got a nice little headshot, though. Not a headshot, but a snipe. Wait, where is Sash? I don't see Sash on here. Oh, yeah, okay, he's playing Demo Man, so he's decided to play Demo in Open instead of his normal class. But Snail getting a nice position up here already. It does look like Feces and Friends are actually a rookie team, as they're saying. Oh, come on, you've got that. Okay, takes down Skux on the medic. Nobody is shutting down this sniper, and he is just ruining the defense right now for Team Modest, aka the Ass Pounders. So he takes down the teleporter as well. Gonna go for the Demo here, and this Demo just cannot hit him. Sash finally gets the kill. But look at all the damage that came down, and already the sniper has done exactly the job he needed to do. He took down the med, and in comes the Uber. So this is ESEA Open, but interesting play nonetheless. You do see Anthony 500 from Feces and Friends taking down a couple, or at least doing a lot of damage to a couple players here. It's all Eddie right now, taking the players down with his pipes, pipes of doom. And Standaloner is already on point C, but it looks like he realized, okay, well, our team isn't actually capping point B yet, so I might have to go back and help them do that. He may have wanted to go for that quick domino capture, but it was just not going to happen, and so they have forced him back to do the hard grunt work of standing on a capture point for 45 seconds. Some people do ask me, like, you know, which division of North America is basically the lowest division? And for ESEA, which is this league, Open is the lowest, Intermediate is middle, and then you've got Invite for the highest level of TF2 here. There are other leagues as well. Even for ESEA Open, you do have to pay, and right now Eddie doing some good damage, but they will have to back out here. You have to pay to get into ESEA at all, which, you know, to be fair, it's worth it for most teams. But there is actually a larger 6v6 league where you don't have to pay, but there really aren't any cash prizes as far as I know. But that larger league is UGC. They have their own 6v6 league now that you can join up with your friends and play. I know a couple of like intermediate and open teams play in that league as well. They don't practice as much for it because it basically doesn't like matter for them as much, but they still have an awesome time, and it's pretty much the ESEA rules exactly. So you'll play almost the same except for a little bit of config differences. But the weapon ban's pretty much all the same. So anyway, Team Flush going to push in here again. This time around, the Ubers are the same though, 100% versus 100%. And pretty soon we are going to see whether they actually manage to make a proper push. What are they waiting on right now? Because they've got the Uber. You don't want to be wasting a lot of time on a stopwatch mode map. But they are actually pushing in against Earshot, the Heavy. So this is an interesting choice here to run a Heavy on defense and have him pocketed like this, but it's actually working decently well. No sentry for this Demo Man to get in and take out, but he will try to do some damage. And Regurgitate now standing up on top of the roof, doing his best to help take down some players here, but really it's all Earshot. It's all about the Heavy right now, and who can support him the most. Skux is still alive on defense, so this actually could be a nice long round here if Modest can hold it for long enough. And speaking of a game about teams that are named like these, holding it takes on a whole new meaning. But no, they will try and hold B for as long as possible. And we will just have to see who ends up being the MVP here. Looks like our teams are being very, very cautious about pushing out. Not sure why. There really is. There's no counter sniper for the red team. Standaloner will be sniping for blue, though. for Team Flush. And I'm not... What are they doing? So this is the ESEA Open. They may not have a very clear idea of what they are supposed to do at all times. Sometimes that is it just comes with experience. It comes with more scrims and practices. But typically, if your medic is still trying to build Uber, what you do is you send a bunch of players in to suicide and try to get the enemy med. It's just kind of standard play, because that way, if it works, then you get the enemy med. And if it doesn't work, then at the very least, you haven't really lost anything. But Standalone coming in and taking down a player right away who is just standing still. Snaps, you can't stand still, bro. Gotta be watching these entrances at all times. The Ubers do come in. Standaloner is getting pressured, but he's actually got friends with him to help take out a bunch of players. This is looking like a good push, but a lot of damage coming in on the blue team now. They just need to continue the entrance, get in, take down the heavy, focus that heavy so hard right now. But they cannot quite finish him off. The heavy's still alive with 70, 80 health. The medic is staying on him for so long, and Sash is actually alive as well, but no, Skux is finally down. So the heavy is calling for his medic in vain. And at this point, that heavy does go down, so Sash is just going to try and delay the cap as much as possible. Can he get away with it? I don't think they've spotted him here yet, and the scout is taking all the attention. Sash trying to hit the pipes, cannot quite hit them against this med, though. He doesn't know who he wants to target, but his fellow soldier comes in to save the day. This is looking like an amazing defense here from Team Modest. Oops, play demo. Yeah, I don't think we're going to do that right now. Very good defense from our red team. It is looking awesome right now, and there he goes. It's taken out. So some absolutely amazing play from both teams right now, especially the snipers. It's looking a little inexperienced, of course, compared to our invite game that I casted earlier. You know, teams, as they start capturing, looks like they do kind of know, okay, now that we are capturing and we have the push taken care of, we actually have to hold up here. So this is good. Knowing that you have to hold most of your players here while you're capping B, a lot of teams just don't know that. And it's kind of hilarious to watch. They'll just all stand on B, and they'll just let their opponents come in and try to do more damage and stop the capture. But no, looks like our team here, Team Flush, Feces and Friends, they know what's going on. And I have been told that most of them are rookies to 6v6, so it will be interesting to see whether they can take on some experienced players. Experience sometimes shows itself in the form of superior DM, but more often than not, it just shows in like, okay, I know where I'm supposed to be now. I know where the enemy's going to come in and attack me, and that is such an important thing to know. Scout just jumping in there and immediately gets taken out. Did not really expect to walk straight into a heavy, and kind of should have expected that. So, you know, just a little bit of lack of experience maybe showing itself, but who knows. Earshot taking some heals now. And actually, it looks like a sentry, or just, yeah, sentry is going to go up on the high ground. It's a weird location for a sentry, as it can still get spammed up there, but it's not a bad idea, actually. You do often see a sentry go down on these ramps down here, but I do like this. It prevents people from jumping up too easily from one side of the map. But it's so easily spammable, and there it goes. So that's why you don't normally see a sentry go up there. A soldier who gets just the slightest bit of aggression walking out here can easily take it down if you're not babysitting it. And once again, it looks like Standaloner is on the sniper, so his suicide there actually was for a purpose. He's going to go for some headshots here on his opponents. He just wanted to change classes without, you know, without walking all the way back to spawn, basically. Sometimes that actually works out. But can he get the shots or not is the question. Right now he is getting pressured a little bit too much to be able to shoot his opponents in the heads. This is going to be a bit of a slow round right now for the blue team, which means that their opponents, when they are pushing, they will get plenty of opportunities to win the game. Standalone spots the sentry and does a lot of damage to it, but I think, no, Snaps, he cannot actually get up there to fix it in time. One shot on that sentry would take it down, and there it goes. Standaloner does get the shot off on the sentry, so the sentry is down now, and he's going to be looking for more kills here, as the sentry will probably get set back up, but it's just a little bit too much pressure here for Standaloner. Now, the rest of his team is in. They have pushed in. There is going to be an Uber, but no, Stan gets taken down. And Eddie is backing out as the Uber for the red team just fades away here. Snail gets a kill, though, and it looks like the defense for Modest, they're falling apart. And so I think that the Feces and Friends will finally be able to push in and cap this. There's just one scout left, and he is way down beneath. He will not get up there in time to stop this. So the time is 8:23. And if you are watching this at exactly 8:23 in the evening, that is kind of freaky. Way to go, I guess. But or in the morning, either way, I guess they both work. But that's a very long time for Gravelpit. In open, you tend to see a wider range of times happen, but it is a very long time. We do see Snail right now on the spy, but is he using the Dead Ringer? Probably not. Oh, yes, he is. Okay. So a lot of what teams will use a Dead Ringer for is they'll just kind of walk out of spawn, assuming that there's a sticky trap somewhere, and they will be disguised as somebody else on their own team. So when there is a sticky trap and they walk out and they pretend to die to it, they fake death with that Dead Ringer. But there actually isn't a sticky trap out there, so this Dead Ringer play will be useless.
10 seconds.
But it's not like it'll take anything away from their offense. And these guys do have plenty of time to try and win this. What is this guy actually doing? Is he going to walk out there? Yes, he is. Okay, so we're deciding to watch for a sticky trap. Nothing is there. Okay, and no sticky trap here either. It looks like Modest actually does want to just use the spy play, though. So Dead Ringer not the best for 6v6, because once the enemies know there's a spy, they will try and take you out. Modest deciding, okay, well, I can't really get up there. I guess I'm going to have to go for some kind of a kill. B's getting capped right now, though. And it looks like there really haven't been any kills yet, so somebody just walked into the point and started trying to deal some damage. Sentry is down right away. Medic getting popped up into the air. He just barely surfs away from those rockets. But the spy is still on his way. He's not laid any sappers down yet. Oh, but they know. They know he's a spy. Oh, it did not work at all. So, sadly, the spy play has not accomplished its mission of doing anything. So, not a lot going to happen. And that means the defense here for Team Flush should be looking pretty solid, pretty flushed with victory. And they'll be hanging out waiting for the next push. Sash now actually deciding that he does not want to play demo. He's going to swap out to Sniper, but he's having some lag problems. You can see based on how he's moving here, he's lagging so hard right now. That's kind of weird. He wants to try and sneak out behind here. That is just so interesting to watch. But you know what? Being on Sniper when you're lagging actually isn't that big of a deal. He does go for the shot on Soggy Pancakes, not able to hit him. Wants to try and get the Uber drop, and he takes down Snail right away. The dispenser is gone as well. The Uber does get popped here as the medic realizes, okay, we're not taking out that Sniper. So he just didn't have a lot of defense left. And there goes Eddie. So this offense is looking really solid, like completely destroying Team Flush. Nobody is left. They actually, if they wanted to, they could send a scout up to point C and maybe just try and contest a little bit. But Snail did respawn now, so he'll be basically just kind of trying to set up some kind of a sneaky defense on C and waiting for somebody to walk into his rockets. Oh, he's going to do it. He does. Now, this is kind of a common hiding spot. Players do know to look up usually, but it is ESEA open. You never know what's going to happen, and so Snail's positioning here. He might be able to take someone by surprise, maybe get a kill. In comes potentially the demo man who's going to walk in first. Medic's going to come in through this way. Are they going to look up and check is the only question now. And so far, Snail, he's been spotted. So that did not work out at all. Sash still on the Sniper, holding out his cardboard sign here. Actually, it's a wooden, I guess. What does he have on it? It's just TF2. So he has not put a decal on that thing yet. Oh, well. Skux, though, almost has his Uber, and so they are going to push him with that now. And Soggy Pancake is not in the position he wants to be in. That is actually a Kritzkrieg, but they didn't go after the med with it, which is kind of an odd choice. So the defense is getting a bunch of kills now. Standalone, it looks like they did try to focus him. He may have taken a crit sticky or something, but he is alive and getting healed up very quickly now. Look at that. Once you get to crit heals as a heavy, even a heavy can get healed up in about a couple seconds. It's like 72 health per second, so if you want to get him all the way up to 450 health from like 100, somebody calculate that for me, it's probably like 5 or 6 seconds. I'm good at math. I really am. Pretty much just hanging out here with Feces and friends on their third point, waiting for the Ass Pounders to jump in and take them down. I don't think anybody's spotted Snaps coming out here yet, so he's got an opening, and Sash taking down Snail with the headshots. So, oh my gosh. These guys just don't know how to take down snipers, and that's one of the things that you'll see in ESEA Open a lot, is that teams don't know how to deal with the off classes properly. Oh, what a shot, though! Taking down that engineer as well, which means that Sentry is going to be very, very vulnerable. Good spam coming into the Sniper, but really, there's got to be more than just the spam, because they're not going to take out the Sniper like this. And yeah, Sash is just going to try and finish off that Sentry gun. He does exactly that. In comes the offensive Uber, so I'm pretty sure that Feces and friends will not be able to defend this, and they're going to get their butts pounded. That is exactly what's happening right now. Soldier jumping up to try and stop the cap, and he does have a good amount of health. Going to go for the kill on the scout, and actually they are able to take him down. This soldier here, still standing, oddly enough. But that point is so close to being capped. There's 4 minutes left to go, so I very much doubt whether the defense will hold, but it just might. And is Snaps actually going to play Spy? He's thinking about it. He's probably going to... He is going to play Spy. So right now we do have Sash, of course, on the Sniper. He's going to look for some more picks here, but I really want to see that Spy do something useful because it's always awesome to watch. But Sash right now, he's got some openings, and he's still, the only thing that's happening is just some spam coming in. Good spam this time around. That could have actually gotten a kill. But where is our Spy? He is sneaking around to the side, just getting in position now. Sash going for more shots here with the sniper rifle. This is the kind of pressure you want to put against him, by the way. But he's using the cloak and dagger, so he can stay cloaked as long as he wants to. He's spotted. Oh, that scout didn't see him. Oh, you're joking. That was the closest I've ever seen a scout get to a Spy and not like run smack into him. But no, that means Snaps has an opportunity. He could go for the med pick here. He can go for whatever he wants, really. He's not using the ambassador, so he probably won't go for the med pick. But what a shot by Sash, taking another soldier down, one of those S classes. And now we've got Snaps walking up disguised as a soldier. He's going to go for a kill. Can't quite get it yet, but he takes some of the Uber. Oh, it's a beautiful thing to do. So he actually stole some of the Uber from the red defending team there. And there you go. Actually gets a pick. He's gotten a kill on Demo Man now as well. So Snaps is just playing a solid Spy here. Very surprising to see that, but that is going to be that round. And we're going to get on to the next round in a minute here as the Ass Pounders will now go on offense first. All right, starting the second round. And I know that I do... Actually... Now that I think about it, that's really not a great way to start the second round, is it? Hang on. Okay, now we're going to restart this. And we're off to the second round with SalTV. All right, no. That probably didn't work either. Regardless, something a little bit more exciting after cutting the video. I should probably work on that. But we've got Eddie laying down a sticky trap, a couple standard ones here just to try and defend this particular side of the map against invaders who want to kill his sentry gun or his medic or whatever. So that will slow people down. We do have a Spy on offense right now. Snaps might be thinking about continuing to play Spy. Snail is watching the roof. And no, Snaps, I think he's still going to go Spy. Oh no, he's using the Deadbringer trick again. But no, this time around he is going to turn around and walk back. So we're going to watch the bombs coming in. Snail holding the roof right now against the bombing soldiers. And remember that the defense did not work very well for our red team last time around, for Feces and friends. But this time they got a couple kills. They did, however, have their Uber forced. And that is not a good thing. Anthony 500 standing upstairs on the roof. He's going to get a full overheal here. Oh, no, not quite full. Can't afford to fill her up, can you? You don't want to top off that soldier. Oh well, Anthony's got he's got 200 health at least, and he will be standing up here waiting for enemies to jump in at him. Roof control, very important on Gravelpit. If you do not control the roof, then your enemies do, and they can spam your medic and destroy you. We do see a very, especially in the invite game I cast, if you want to check that out. Plus, it gives you a lot of information. But there you go. Exactly. He's going to jump in on that med right away and force an early pop out of the blue medic. The Uber is still doing some good damage here, and roof control now goes squarely to our Ass Pounders, who are taking some damage from the demo, but they will probably get away from that. However, there is still a heavy here. He gets taken out, and that is going to be that. I think the Ass Pounders will probably have this offense. In fact, did they lose a single player there? No, they did not. Very good Uber out of them to keep their players mostly alive. Sash getting a couple kills on buildings. But now Eddie's doing some good damage with the sticks. He just needs to make sure his medic stays alive. Going for an air sticky, and he does land that soldier really hard on the ground. Not quite able to finish it off, though. 28 health left on Alburn. That soldier got away to fight another day. They've delayed the capture just a little bit here on point B, but I think they realize that no, this is not going to be successful for us. They're leaving their roamer in there. Anthony 500, or is he the roamer? He might be the pocket. But that is going to be that, as Skux has 100% Uber now. And they will be able to push in probably with a very quick capture time, I would imagine. Just because they've got 100% compared to their opponents like 40. By the time they push this in, this could be really fast. 2 minutes just to cap the those first points. Whoa, Auburn spots the sticky trap before it is detonated. So it's a wise way to handle it. Be really careful about this, but nope, Demo Man not able to quite pop that trap when he needed to. He's doing a bunch of good entry damage, but in comes the Uber, and they are going to use this to probably take down the sentry. There it goes, taking down the engineer as well, and my god, this Demo Man just does not like buildings. They need to focus the heavy, but they do. And so the scout's going to be standing up top, watching for a bombing soldier. Oh, nice kill by, is that Sash again on the, oh, Uber saws out. And it was, in fact, Sash on the demo man. Getting a bunch of good kills. Medic was even going for some hits with that Uber saw. I like it, but 2 minutes and 49 seconds. So this could actually be over really fast. Don't look at the time left. Don't look at the time left. Don't do it. Do not move your mouse. And if you did it, well, you're just shameful. Anyway, this definitely could be the last round of Gravelpit here for this ESEA Open game. And Earshot is on the spy. It's kind of an odd choice for defense, but it's not the worst choice. It's just going to be interesting because he's using the cloak and dagger, so nobody's going to be able to spot him at all. It's going to be interesting to see whether our Feces and friends can actually stay in the game and bring it to another round. These doors are going to open in 15 seconds. And what's behind them? Well, a bunch of blue players. So we will see this match start very soon. Somebody was saying, you know, if you want to make this a lot less turtle-friendly, you actually could just remove the setup time entirely. And that would completely destroy the engineer. If you wanted to run engineer, you would have to run him like on point C or be really, really careful about how you ran him on point B. But Earshot is just kind of hanging out here watching for the enemies to come in right now. Is there still a spy? Yes, Snail is on the spy right now. Anthony 500 meanwhile jumping in towards the enemies. And he's going to try and gain some root control, maybe get a kill up here. Can he? No, he can't finish off that kill, but Eddie actually does take down Regurgitate. Let's see, Earshot is still standing out here as the spy, not really being that useful to his team, but Alburn taking out Eddie. So that is, of course, quite a useful thing to do. Spy is down, so Snail, I guess, the roaming soldier there, was on the spy, didn't quite work out for him, didn't get a kill. Or did he? Skux is down, I missed that. So they did get the kill on the defending medic, which is important. I think Feces and friends might actually stay in this game. As mismatched as these teams actually looked, and frankly they did look a little bit mismatched, I think Feces and friends might still have an opportunity here, as they are capping B right now, doing some good damage. They did have to pop an Uber just to get in here and start capping B though, and that's not going to be good for them. They've only got a minute 45 left, and they lose their med. Oh man, I think the Ass Pounders are going to start living up their name here in a minute, as Earshot even wants to come in and try and deal some damage here. I've got to watch the spies. I'm sorry, spies are just too interesting. But really, Earshot, oh my gosh, he's actually going to have to deal with these two scouts by himself. That's not an easy thing to do. Snap's taken down. Not sure why he was trying to jump in by himself to take down two scouts, but now it's going to be, okay, decloaks. He finds an opportunity. He is disguised as a scout. Nobody spotted him yet. I think they realized, yeah, they know it's a spy. They know. And what on earth? He's actually able to get in there without dying right away, so he did some damage. But no, it's a minute left to go here. The point does get captured. There's time for exactly one push out of Team Flush. Can they stay in the game, or will they lose this 2-0? We are going to find out as Soggy Pancakes is building his Uber as fast as his little medigun will allow. Snaps is on the Pyro, though. He's going to try and shut that down as much as possible. There is a sticky trap in the standard spot right here beneath the ramp. So we'll see which way Team Flush decides to come in. They are all getting a full buff, though. Look at the buffs on those players just over to the right sidebar there. Which way are they coming in? They've got to be coming in through B. And there you go. The Uber comes in right away. No sticky trap is going to stop that. Snaps is going to try and get the air blast going on, but doesn't quite manage to get the soldier away. Nice little reflect, but now he is down. Crypt is taking a lot of damage. Eddie wants to walk up to the point, dealing some damage to his opposing demo man. And meanwhile, is there anybody on the point already? There is a soldier up here who can jump up. It's just Sash and Skux left. They pop an Uber. Demo's trying to stop this. I don't think he can, though. He does die. Skux is going to jump up, though. He's got the Uber. He's trying to stop this cap himself. He's eyes. 3. Oh, my gosh. Are they going to get it? Are they? They're going to get it. Epic cap. 2 seconds left. That was the closest round I might have ever seen on Gravelpit. One of the closest for sure. Wow. Third round after an amazing second one there. It's like a 2 minute 48 capture just to barely beat 2:49, I think. The closer rounds of Gravelpit you will not see, frankly. And that's why I love Gravelpit so much, because you see some of those close rounds, you see some weird, what is he trying to do here? This is a weird sticky trap. I'm not exactly, I think he wants to make absolutely sure it's laid down just like that, so that if you're walking up this way, I guess you don't see it until you're next to it. I don't know. But it is a fairly obvious trap if you're looking in that direction. So we'll see if it actually works. Another trap above the door, but that's another fairly obvious one. Of course, everybody's watching for those traps when they walk out there. Where is the sniper is the question. He's actually walking out in this direction. Snail. So we're gonna watch the kill feed and see if the sticky trap actually works. But I want to watch the sniper cam now as he is getting a lot. Oh! He's given a lot of room to actually push in there. Nobody was spamming him. Somebody's probably going to start now, though, and he does get taken down. Point A is getting captured, and no, that sticky trap did not kill anybody. We just heard Sash try to detonate it, and it didn't work. So, pretty standard. Pretty darn standard, my friends. We do have Regurgitate standing up on the roof right now, getting ready to lay down some damage. And by the way, I was watching in between rounds as I was fast-forwarding through to get to the good action. It was Crypt who right after that round, he was like, oh my gosh, I'm having a heart attack right now. That was how exciting that round was, just to keep them in the game. Of course, now we're going to see whether the Ass Pounders will assert their dominance. Oh, and so far they are. Regurgitate just walking straight into Eddie and saying, no, you can't touch our sentry. You were going to touch our rockets instead. You're going to eat them and you're going to die. Plus, Eddie went the wrong way. The sentry's actually still on this ramp down here. And Engineer finally decided to back it up to the Enigma Shadow, named lovingly after Enigma, who is an awesome player and basically came up with that sentry strat. Regurgitate going to be standing back up here though and starting to lay down some spam and just trying to hold the roof for a little while. May want to do some roof cleaning as well. Looks like that has started to happen. But in comes the blue team. They do pop their Uber a little bit early here, and they want to try and force an Uber. They do force it out of the red team, but this Uber is going to stay on the heavy the entire time. He's going to do a bunch of damage to the medic. Med does get away with 44 health left to go, and the heavy is now going to have to deal with a soldier, but I mean, an overhealed heavy is so hard to take out. Nonetheless, Asspounder's actually having a problem here. They're losing a bunch of players. Earshot does get a couple of kills, but Skux is having to retreat back, furiously towards spawn, and I think that the Feces and Friends team will actually get point B captured. Standaloner wants to start pressuring up here just a little bit to buy some extra time for his team to get the cap. And look at that, the medic is actually standing up here, keeping his couple players alive. Medic, oh, good dodging by Soggy. Actually did not take a single rocket there. He did fall down and then have to take a bit of fall damage just by jumping off of that ledge, but not a single rocket. And the rest of his team, of course, doing some good defense. Ubers are even. The Moobers? We could play TF2 with like cow skins or something and call them Moobers, I guess. Moober charge. Alright. I'm an idiot. But no, the Feces and Friends are going to be trying to push in here and conquer this point. Anthony 500 with only 1 point so far. He's maybe not having the best of rounds, but he needs an overheal to really accomplish anything as a roamer. Is he the roamer? Yes, he is. Gunboats! That tells you all you need to know. He's going to be trying to jump around like a crazy person, but he does still probably want an overheal here. If he can take an overheal and jump in and have still 200 health to jump in after the medic, that's what he wants to do. And there you go. He just walked right over to the med. Come on, med. Heal me up, he says. I think they're waiting for Standaloner now, who is trying to snipe, but he is getting pressured, and he had no backup, so he did get taken out. But the Uber is going to come in, I think. I hope. You need to do something. Feces and Friends may be showing a little bit of inexperience here as they are not pushing in. They need to be playing the clock because the longer they wait, the longer they're giving their opponents when their opponents are on offense. Standaloner is still on Sniper. And so he's going to come up and try the exact same thing again here. He's a good sniper. He's gotten some good kills. This time he does have some backup in the form of his friendly scout. He's going to try and get that med pick. Once he's gotten it, I mean, that's an amazing thing. But where is the med is the question. I don't think they even know. And right now, I think his opponents do know there's a sniper here. So Standaloner once again getting shut down. And the entire blue team has rotated without taking a single push in. Oh, you're wasting so much time here, guys. Standaloner is getting a full overheal now, a nice buff, so he will be able to keep scoped in for quite a long time. But this just isn't working for them right now, trying to play the sniper play, because everybody on red team knows how to hide against this. They're going to keep their heavy, they're going to keep everybody... Oh! Snaps jumping right in the way of the scope, though. Standaloner's like, thank you for the kill, I guess. Uber does come in now. It's a nice entry pick. And now they've got some time for Standaloner to stand back here as he can stand alone, as it were, and not take any damage. His team is taking all the attention. Oh! Sash, though, with the kills. Doing some destructive damage with those sticky bombs. Eddie's coming up trying to kill this heavy by himself. he's got a bunch of health, so he does manage to do it, and he will start laying some sticks down right next to him to help defend him against any defenders. Defend him against defenders. I know, my words are failing me. But Eddie's doing a good job actually of defending this. He's just got to not take any more damage, and he gets uber sawed by Skux just with a tiny little bit of time left to capture on that point. But now there are 2 soldiers up there defending it and a demo man, so that means that this soldier jumping in is not going to get a lot accomplished. He will not get the capture. Does send a soldier kind of flying over there to his death, though. It's a good pick. And the one benefit of all the red team standing up here is that they actually are putting themselves at a very risky position, and that does give Feces and friends time to push in and get a bunch of kills. So 519, not a bad round. It's in fact pretty darn standard. And my entire stream chat is going nuts right now because of the uber saw in the butt. I love it. So, you know, considering the 2 teams we're talking about here, the Ass Pounders just uber sawed Feces and friends in the butt. That is exactly what just happened. And if that's a phrase you never thought you were going to hear in your life, well, I hope I have contributed to the enrichment and fulfillment of all of your lives here today on SalTV. And now it is going to be time for the Ass Pounders to try and beat the time of 519. Can they do it? Who will win this? I don't even know what the stakes are right now. I don't know if these guys are playoff contenders or what. It's still about halfway through the season. But no, open teams are amazing to watch, and I hope you have been, you know, if you are sticking with me to watch these guys, they really are. It is awesome to watch open teams play because even if they're not refined and they're not polished, they do still have some amazing moments. They've got some good DM, and they've got some fairly good play style, some good game sense sometimes here. And here we go. He is going to walk out there and pretend like he's going to take a sticky trap. But no, once again, Snaps is not going to jump off here. He knows that the spy play is a little bit overrated at this point. Everybody's expecting it. So, who is going to jump in and try and take down Feces and friends first? That is so much alliteration right now. I probably could have said force Feces and friends first to uber pop to go even further. And if you have any wonderful alliteration that you would like to do using the letter F, well, today's all about the letter F, so leave me some YouTube comments giving me your best shot. How many F words can you string in a row together? I don't care what they are. I do not care which F words you use. Eddie is laying down some spam over here, and he seems like he's a really good demo man, which, I mean, that can be a tough thing to find, especially when you are an open team and you are looking for players to help round out your team. If you don't already know a really good demo man, there's such fierce competition to find one. So you better have a friend who is willing to put in the practice and willing to become a good demo man. But Eddie, I mean, he seems like he's good, and I don't think I've seen a lot out of this guy before unless he's changed his name from something else. But he knows his demo play pretty well. And so far, Ass Pounders are not trying to make any particular dive bombs against the red team. Standaloner on the heavy is going to help protect his med against a lot of that. But we'll have to find out, man. Sounds like some damage coming in over here, but Snail gets taken down, so that is a good entry pick, a good first kill for Ass Pounders. They are going to have to pop that uber pretty early, and now red team wants to try and back away from it, or just uber their heavy, which is pretty cool. Eddie's backing away, though. He needs to make sure he stays alive for this. Laying down some damage on the med. He does take down Skux. That is an important kill. Starting to do some good damage against this Sash as well, actually, the other demo. But the only person down right now, well, now 2 people down for the blue team, are Med and Soldier. A bunch of players just respawned here for the red team. They lost a few in that push. But they're still doing some good damage, and Sash now down to Anthony 500. The sentry is still up. The medic is still here. A good defense, actually, by Feces and friends. So I was thinking that Ass Pounders were the better team here, and it looks like they just might not be. So I want to call Feces and friends the underdogs. I don't know if that's actually the case, but I was told that they were more or less experienced than their opponents, and now we're going to have Snail on the sniper. So the question is, will experience win out, or will these new young blood rookies win it? And it looks like it is going to be the AWP, the AWP, the upper hand, that is. I'm not sure why they call it that. But it is a counter-strike weapon. He did not manage to get the snipe, so he is turning around and switching back to the sniper. Crypt had a good overheal there, so no damage actually permanently done to him. He's going to need some heals now, though. Where's the med? Where's the med? Got to keep that sentry up. Skux now has the Uber. Crypt is going to have to stay away from his sentry, and he's actually probably going to lose it at this point. No, surprisingly not. Just a little bit more spam could have taken out either him or that sentry gun. I don't think that Ass Pounders quite realized that, or they probably would have continued doing it. And now Eddie's doing some good damage, forces a very early Uber, but the Uber will be able to take down the sentry gun. Counter Uber from our red team. Will it keep all the players alive is a question. Oh, look at the damage going down by the soldiers up on top of the roof. Regurgitates down very quickly, and roof control does go to our red team so far. And what's happening on this side of the house? Does look like this heavy is going to stay quite fully health, overhealed, whatever you can do. Walking straight into a scout who gets away with like 19 health left. Takes down a soldier before he gets killed himself. But a minute 33 left to go. Ass Pounders absolutely must cap this now, or Feces and Friends, who I have been told are rookies, will actually win this game with some very good play in these second 2 rounds. So Regurgitate wants to jump in here and get a kill, at least do some spam, but they need to push very quickly. If they don't start capping right away, they lose. So Ass Pounders need to push in here. They cannot take the time to build an Uber. They can't take any time. There's only a minute left to go, and they have to cap B right away. They do have a soldier jumping in, trying to take down some high ground position, but he already gets taken out. Regurgitate jumps in. He does kill the heavy. Taking that heavy down, extremely important. We've got a minute left here, and I am going to go all out on the casting as Regurgitate jumps up to take the roof. He is going to start laying down some spam on the sentry, but the medic is going to get his Uber ready to go, and they will use this to pop in and delay the capture on the point. I think that's going to be it, as the Ass Pounders are losing players. They almost have an Uber of their own, but I don't think they are going to be able to actually get the capture here, as there is a med in there right now trying to defend it. No, is that a crit? That's actually a crit screen coming in. They take down Anthony 500. And now Modest, they've got a big player advantage. They need to get the cap on, though. Immediately cap that point with 3 times on it. It's going to be very close. If they can jump up here and get the cap, Soldier is going to be standing up there right now, but he's taking a bunch of damage. 17 seconds left, and point B is still not being capped fast enough. It's not been stacked. The red team can push up here and start dealing some damage. This might actually be the closest game ever, as who is going to win it, I don't know. There are some blue players standing up here right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, though. It's not going to be enough time. I think Feces and Friends will actually get it. They win the game. GG here in ESEA Open. And we're just going to watch the inside of a scout's face here, I guess. That was an absolutely incredible game here from these 2 open teams, though, and I do enjoy watching them. Hopefully they stick with it, and hopefully you stick with my channel. Hit subscribe on youtube.com/fatmop right here. And I hope to see you watching some more competitive TF2.